wanted to and you executed
Yeah,
correctly?
pretty much. I didn't feel quite as good as I thought I might, but the plan was to get standard at the very least, and I did that. So on to the next one.
Knowing you're coming in with the standard, and Seguro was in this race too, were you guys going to work together at all, or was it just kind of go out and just start cranking the splits you needed to hit?
Seguro, I think his plan was just sort of hang on to me as best he could.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was fit and I'd be able to do most of the work for him, but it didn't look like it went how he wanted it to. So they'll have to sort of search for another option for him, I'm sure, here in the future.
Yeah, is the focus now moving forward to do 5K Canadian Nationals and then kind of pick between 5 and 10 for Worlds if you make it?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do this especially to run Pan Ams in the 5K.
Okay.
And, I think I'll try and leave the 10K for Worlds, so, yeah.
And how nice was it just kind of rolling out of bed today and coming out to the track?
Oh, so nice. That's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to World Indoor so much.
Yeah.
Same thing, yeah.
Awesome. Great job.
Hey, thanks.
Cam, can you address the allegations at all against you on the project?
Well, it's hard for me to address them specifically just because, I've only been part of the group for a couple of years, and it seems to be all the allegations are sort of before that time. Mm-hmm. But, I can comment on Galen and Alberto that, they've been very trustworthy. There's nothing that I've ever seen that I would attribute to any of these allegations. And, I've never been pushed in anything considered sort of gray area that a lot of people have sort of implied at. And, I trust them. They've never given me a reason not to.
How do you deal with the stress of that, obviously as we move towards championship season? So how do you manage it?
Well, I just try not to think about it as much as I can. I know it's all over the media, and, it hasn't really concerned me specifically. And so I just sort of try not to think about it, think about what I need to do. And, I know Alberto and Galen are doing whatever they can to try and, dispute these allegations and prove them wrong. So just trust them to do that.
And some of the gray area stuff is about prescription drugs and supplements. Do you take any thyroid or asthma medication? Or
I don't take any thyroid medication, no. I know there's been a lot of rumors about that, but myself, no, I don't really know of anyone besides, obviously, Galen that takes it within the group. So.
No prescription drugs? Or
I have some medication that I take for my asthma, but, it's just something that's wrong with me, I've been asthmatic.
Was that before you came on with the project, or?
Yeah, I was dealing with it before I joined the project, actually. A little bit after the London Olympics, I started having quite a bit of difficulty with it. So, yeah, it wasn't before. It was before I joined the project.
You were taking the medicine in college too, or you started with Alberto?
Not in college. I think it had something to do with, the 190-mile weeks I was running through Utah in the middle of the night, cold winter. That's, I started having problems getting sick all the time, and that's sort of what it stemmed with. I guess adult onset asthma is pretty common. So, yeah.
All right, thanks guys.
All right.